Miss Fox should always announce the name. Mr. Scott's about to talk. Democrat from Virginia on Title IX reform. Take it away.
Ms. Bonamici. Mr. Scott,
Thank you, Madam.
you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I'd like to point out that this rule does not speak to eligibility to sports. That issue will be taken up in a later rule.
You're dodging.
Title IX prohibits discrimination in education on the basis of sex, whether my colleagues like it or not. The Trump-appointed Justice Neil Gorsuch held that protections of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act against workforce discrimination.
Did he just use Trump to prove his point in like a good way? That's weird. That's so it's Trump that did all this?
Discrimination because of sex must be interpreted to include discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. The court, in the wake of that opinion, in the case of Boss Sector v. Clayton County, had the opportunity to hear cases that raised the question as to whether or not the same interpretation holds for Title IX. Lower courts have held that it does. The Supreme Court has refused to hear appeals on those cases, letting those interpretations stand. So to the extent my colleagues have a problem with the rule before us based on the interpretation of sex, that problem does not lie with the Department of Education, but with the Supreme Court. Further, I find it baffling that this committee has spent 6 months in over 5 hearings investigating the existence of hostile learning environments in education settings and then decides to bring the CRA bill to the committee for reasons they have publicly stated. We know that LGBTQI students experience disproportionate harassment and discrimination while trying to learn and grow up like every other student simply because of who they are. Our non-rule in question today will provide critical protections for students so that they can learn in an environment free from discrimination, harassment, and violence. This is something my colleagues have been demanding for certain groups of students, and as lawmakers, we should be demanding it for all students, regardless of their race, national origin, shared ancestry, sex, sexual orientation, or gender identity. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this joint resolution and yield back the balance of my time.
Okay, this is what frustrates me. The left, the right, when he says the right is trying to do anything bad on this particular subject, that I don't agree with that. The right in this particular subject, which made me get this. I never voted in my life, but we're messing this up here, okay? Too many smart people. Females, children, 0 to 18. Please leave it alone. 0 to 18. Let them become an adult. At 18, they can do whatever they want. So at 18, a male transgender girl, which is a male, goes into a female locker room. It's uncomfortable for the females. Let's say that's sexual harassment. Stop saying it's uncomfortable. It's sexual harassment. Okay. How would you like if that was your kid? Anyway. How does this kid? There's no possible reason. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. Nobody hates anybody. But we got boys in the girl locker room, boys competing against girls and boys getting scholarships. And he didn't even say anything about that. He just said the right is crazy. And, they very well may be. But this topic here is, and this is June 13, 2024. I wonder how the hell illegal immigrants think about all this. You should find out. Oh, boy. She has a mask on, too. I mean, maybe she got COVID. Oh, my. Everything's so confusing.